Dear friends, I have a few minutes before the Zoom meeting with my manager, so I thought I will record a quick video. In the meantime, today in Germany, in Kronberg, was opening of the music festival concert, and one of my works was performed there, the piece titled Serenade for a Melancholic Sea, for violin, violoncello, piano and string orchestra. Now, originally this piece was written almost 20 years ago, and I wrote it for Gidon Kremer, who was supposed to perform the world premiere in Japan. I was in residence then in Japan with orchestra. Ensemble Kanazawa, and Ensemble Kanazawa commissioned this piece. So, but at the last moment, Gidon cancelled coming to Japan. I think it was some health reasons, I don't remember quite what, but he was not there for the premiere. And the orchestra and conductor really asked me to go on with the premiere, but without Gidon. So the part of the solo violin was played by the concertmeister of the orchestra. And since then the piece was performed many times. It's one of my most performed works, possibly, but it was never performed by Gidon. until tonight. So tonight at the Kronberg Academy festival in Germany, he played the piece for the first time. Now, of course, I'm not there, I'm in the US, but it of course makes me very happy that he finally played this work. And yeah, it's always a strange feeling to know that your music is played and you're not there. So it's a good feeling. It's a bit strange, but it's a good feeling, of course. And it is gratifying when you know that almost every day, somebody somewhere plays my music. It's really wonderful. And there is also a sense of letting go, because ultimately when you are not involved in the performance and you are not there in the audience and the piece leaves on its own, it's a little bit like a child graduating. And now I just got a notification that my manager is there, so I'm going to sign off right now. Hello, today is a new day, and I just woke up, and I started my German teacher canceled my lesson. I'm studying German, so but today I'm not going to have my lesson, which is actually a good thing, because I have a lot of things that I need to do today, so this gives me a little bit more time. And I have started yesterday. I did my very first time in my life. I did some exercises with weights, because I have no muscles, zero, and I need them. So today I'm not going to do those exercises, because you're supposed to have one day to rest and for the muscles to heal. But I'm going to do I don't have any muscles anyway, so I don't have to exercise my arms today. I can exercise something else. So I'm going to try another type of exercises, and just doing them for 20 minutes. It's kind of ridiculous, but for me it's a big deal, because I haven't done any sports, anything, since I was 12. I was very, very sport oriented as a child. I actually went to a professional sports school in Russia. I did figure skating school, but it included other classes. It included all kind of choreography classes on a beam. So it was like every day there were some sport classes that I had to do in addition of skating. So I was actually in great form as a child, but I stopped going to that school when I was 12, and since then nada. So I'm going to exercise. Anyway, that was Raphael, and he came because we were supposed to exercise together. So he's kind of helping me right now to start. But it's just the second day that we're doing it, so it's not like it's it's something that normally happens. But anyway, so I just finished, we selected a 10-minute long program of exercises, biceps on YouTube, and of course it took me much longer because 10 minutes they make it look so simple when the instructor does it, and they do it so fast, and they just switch between the exercise, and I can't do it. I have to take one and stay with the one for a little bit, and then go to the next one, and kind of like suffer fully every single time. So because I'm just terribly out of shape. Of course, I can say my excuse is that I had Cushing's disease for many years, which I did not know, and I don't have it now because it was fixed last year with the surgery. But one of the side effects of the Cushing's disease is that you have no muscles. You have far less muscles than normal. And of course it didn't help that I didn't do any exercises. I mean, the only muscles that I had were the ones that I would use for piano playing, and I had no problems with muscles there. But you know, when you play piano 6-7 hours a day, you keep your muscles, at least the ones that you use for playing. But everything else, it's really embarrassing. So but anyway, so today I hope it's going to be a good day. The weather is so beautiful. The sun, it's not too hot. It's sort of this perfect September day. And let me see, I'm trying new camera, and I don't quite know how it works, so it's trial and error. And I'm trying to right now, let's see if I can do it. I did it. Oh, how amazing. Okay, so I flipped it completely, and so you can see Mr. Phoenix today is wearing a pink t-shirt. Very handsome, very handsome. And what you hear, this loud sound that comes in and out, it's cicadas. So, and cicadas are quite loud during this time, but they all just go in and out. I don't know how they coordinate. They have amazing coordination. Anyway, so back for today. Something that I have to do today is to work on my cello concerto, which has been going so slow, because I've been having really hard time to concentrate lately, and last week I was struggling with depression, and it just made everything so hard. But now is the new week, and I'm determined to make good progress on the cello concerto. So in fact this is probably the hardest task for today, and I'm going to do it right now after I finish making videos. And then I will the other things I have to do today is to work on the music for the audiobook. That's a book of poems for children that is going to come out in Random House quite soon. It's going to come out in just 2 months. Scary to think. And it's the poems that Marilyn Nelson and I wrote for children about orchestra, titled A is for Oboe. But anyway, I'm helping the publishers with the audiobook version. I am super excited who will read it. Now it's not 100%, so I'm not going to say who it is. I'm just afraid even to mention his name, because if everything works out, I would be incredibly happy. He's like my dream come true artist to work with. But anyway, the editors asked me to help them with the selection of music that can go between the poems, and in some ways to also illustrate the poems, because the poems are obviously about the orchestra and different musical concepts, and also just different instrument of the symphony orchestra. So I'm helping to select some excerpts, musical excerpts, but it's proven to be actually very difficult. Now it's not so difficult to find different musical excerpts representing different instruments, but what makes it very difficult is that the publishers have to use certain library that they have rights for, and this particular library has very few classical music excerpts, and also some of them are really badly performed, so it makes it somewhat frustrating process, but I'm sure that I will be able to still find the good selection. Now, what is my camera doing? Come on. Here it has the problem with all of these smart technologies is that they are too smart for their own good. So they have mind of their own and not always possible to control, or easy to control, or intuitive or counterintuitive, or so on. So, but it's a really cool little gadget I'm going to show to you in another video. Anyway, so I have to work on this audiobook because my deadline for it is actually in 3 days. Scary, scary, scary. And the other thing that I need to do, I'm not sure I will get to that, is I need to listen to a recording that an engineer sent to me a few weeks ago, and I still didn't listen. It's a recording of from a concert and a recording session that I did with a wonderful violinist Hilary Hahn. We played my latest sonata for violin and piano, and this is the sort of the last edit of the recording, which I need to listen and approve. And I always have this difficult time listening to recordings. So, and even if it is a wonderful recording with the one of the most amazing violinists in the world playing my music, and it's a good performance, and it's an excellent recording engineer, I still I can't explain it, but I always procrastinate listening to the recordings of my music. And I also often have very emotional response listening to my music, and sometimes it's actually quite difficult for me, and not because I don't like it. It's actually more so probably because a lot of the times I like it so much, or something touches me, or something brings certain memories, certain experiences, or there is a little bit of a love and hate type of feeling towards the pieces, because I give a lot, I put a lot into them. So like yesterday I heard just a few minutes from an orchestral piece that I wrote recently from a recording, and I just broke into tears. I couldn't, you asked me why. I really can't tell. They were good tears. They were not tears of, oh my goodness, how awful that is. No, they were actually maybe the opposite. But I wouldn't call them happy tears either. So it's some kind of a strong emotional response, which I don't really have any analogies to compare to. I have been kind of struggling with these emotions quite a lot. But anyway, I do need to listen to that recording very carefully with the score, because it's sort of the last proof. And if there is anything on this recording that is not perfect, need to be changed, there is any noise or anything like that, and I don't listen carefully and it's there, that will be my fault. So and I'm sure once I listen to it, I'll actually enjoy it, and it will be a good experience. And Hillary is of course amazing to work with, and she is a fantastic violinist, and it's been wonderful performing with her. So anyway, but it's something that I have been procrastinating for a few weeks already, and there is no actually deadline, pressure, or time for me to respond to this recording, but it's about time. And then there is also something that again I don't have to do today, but I better do today. Is I had a student a couple of years ago when I was teaching at the Bard College, and this young man, he stayed in touch, and he asked me if it would be okay from time to time for him to send me his latest works. Yeah, he's a composer and pianist, or to perform for me. But and I said, of course, yes. And he's also going through hard time today. Well, not today, this whole year, because of the pandemic, and obviously he wasn't able to realize his plans for studying where he wanted to study because of the quarantines and so on. So I do want to do it, but I haven't responded to him for a few days. So anyway, this is, and then of course I have to practice piano, because it's just something I have to do every day. So it's a lot, and the last thing I wanted to do is to continue my burning music visual artworks, which is when I actually literally burn music on wood, and it's a series for an installation that I'm making. So I don't know if I will get to do all of this today, but I need to start. And the good thing is that I'm kind of out of this funk I was for the last week, and I feel good because I already exercised today, and one small positive action leads to another one, so hopefully it will be a good day. And I will return to you later on and see what happens. And here is my little Finichek. And next to him, who is next to him? That's Aya. And Aya is always in the sun. There is a sunspot on the floor, and Aya is enjoying it very much. And of course, Mr. Finichek is looking at me. Right, Mr. Finichek? Why are you looking at me like this? Because you want something. And Aya is also looking at me. Everyone is looking at me. What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
You know, how many recordings of Brahms are out there? So it's a hard one. So yeah, performers, audiences, presenters do not want other than what they already know. And I think it's a problem. How do you fix that? By curating a program of all women composers. It's not the best, because it gets to...
I'm recording you.
Con eso en la mano.
It's okay.
What?
You look pretty.
No.
Yes. Don't run.
What time do you want with
Rafael is coming.
Quarterio or
1 hour?
Okay.
Good.
No,
Yeah. It's a new camera.
tan bonito.
Yeah.